Hey, it's another great day in Oklahoma. We're on Route 66. Check this out. We just left the town of Chelsea. We're headed to Claremore, the birthplace of Will Rogers. This section of Route 66 is a 1950s alignment. We're going to pass through a town called Bushy Head, another town called Foyle. It's about 15 miles until we get to our destination of Claremore, Oklahoma. Okay, we're going to hang a right here at Stuart Rosa at Route 66. So now this is the 1950 alignment. We're going to hang a right. And this alignment is the actual 1926 alignment of Route 66. There we go. How about that? We got the train right there too. So just past the bank first at 12th Street. We're going to find a Mr. Swiss up here. So 12th Street here, just at the top, is Lynn Riggs Boulevard. We're going to find a really cool fast food place up here. Hamburger joint. This here is our new alignment on Lynn Riggs Boulevard. Headed south, we got a beautiful Brahms, always eat at Brahms. Great hamburgers and great ice cream and fudge. Over here, this one, it's now called T. Nugs World of Cannabis. This is an old Mr. Swiss 1960s fast food restaurant. Opened in 1964. Big chain of roadside restaurants out of Oklahoma. Served soft serve ice cream, hamburgers, sandwiches, and the chain went out of business in 1970. There's only one of these Mr. Swiss left, a little east of here, in another town on Route 66. It's all Will Rogers town. This is Will Rogers Memorial up this way. Down here we have a Will Rogers marker right there in the middle of the highway. See that? All these cars going by. It's kind of hard to see. So jump back on J.M. Davis, our original Route 66, headed down to 4th Street. Check out the El Sueño Court. It's up here on our left. Little adobe style looking court right up here. This is the El Sueño Court. Little adobe style, Spanish. It's called the Adobe Village. Right there at 402 J.M. Davis. So El Sueño Court. El Sueño means dream or sleep in Spanish. Built in this Spanish colonial style original look here with some minor changes. And today it's an apartment complex called the Adobe Village. So right at 6th Street here. Yeah. This is the J.M. Davis Arms and Historical Museum. It's the world's largest collection of guns is on display inside here. Over 50,000 artifacts, including saddles, swords, Indian artifacts, and even musical instruments. Here's a little marker there for Route 66 in Claremore. Hey, right out in front of the Davis Arms Museum, look at this bitchin' tank. It's a U.S. Army M41. It's called the Walker Bulldog light tank. He entered service in 1953. He's got a 76 millimeter main gun. He weighs 23.5 tons and goes 45 miles an hour. This guy here, man, he's a war dog. Great tank. Called a M41 light tank. Over here we have another one of our little Will Rogers highway markers. You find them all over up here because of course Will Rogers was born here. Will Rogers Highway is basically Route 66. Anyway, so we're going to zigzag back this way, this way, this way. So the new Route 66 heads this way, and the original Route 66 is over there, and they kind of run parallel through town. So you got to do zigzagging back and forth to get the most out of our little visit. So here on 4th Street, we're going to turn to the old Route 66. And up on the corner here, we have a really cool gas station here. Wow, look at all these cars. It's called a Hughes now, auto repair. See that big slit up there? That's our signature Conoco gas station. It's called the 1930s Johnson Conoco gas station. Built in this little cottage style. Built around 1930. It's got a double bay garage up there and a super steep pitched roof. You always can tell a Conoco, like I said, by that super narrow slit right up there in the eaves. So next to our Conoco over here, this building, it's called a Humble or Magnolia gas station from the 1920s. Super vintage. Never tell exactly which one, but the style here, probably a Humble. The original office is on the east side of this building, which is on the other side. Probably had a gable roof at one time, but it was torn down and boxed in. Anyway, little gas station here. We're going to head further south on Route 66. This building here at the corner of J.M. Davis and Will Rogers Boulevard is called the 1940 Public Information Building. 1940s stone building called Little Rock Building. It's a little art studio now. Got that rustic local stone. Anyway, it's pretty bitchin'. So now we're on Will Rogers Boulevard. I want to give you this vantage point coming into the business district as we cross over Route 66. This big building here at Will Rogers Boulevard in Lynn Riggs Boulevard, this is the Will Rogers Hotel. Used to say Will Rogers way up there. Big letters on the roof. Built in 1930, it's a box-like building designed in a Spanish colonial revival style. Listed on the National Register of Historic Places. 6 stories, 78 rooms, 7 apartments at the top. And the hotel featured, it's called the Eastern Atmosphere, Western Welcome, and Southern Hospitality. Even a statue of Will Rogers in the lobby. The 2nd floor is a whole ballroom. On the 6th floor, way up there, got a whole collection of radiant water baths, shower, and even a sun deck up there. All this is historic downtown Claremore. Walking down from the RCB Bank. Lots of cool stuff down here. We'll just walk eastward. East is this way. Where I'm walking, there's over 250 antique dealers. Antique mall right here. Got lots of coffee shops, places to eat. This guy here's called the Spectrum. That's pretty cool. So just park your car and take a stroll down Will Rogers Boulevard out here in Claremore, Oklahoma. That AF and AM. Got the Spectrum Paint, Route 66. Little map here of historic downtown. Established 1903. Cool ghost sign here. Hardware Inc. True Value. Antique Mall. We've got a great little mural down here. The heart of Claremore. Anyway, got more buildings over here. We'll take a look at. Wow, this one's here called the Chamber. Beautiful gold bricks here. There's called the Chamber. Right there, a little ghost sign behind the new sign. It's called the G.W. Eaton Building, 1902. Over here, that's called the Forest Building. Those big, long, vertical windows. All right, the Chamber of Commerce Building. Of course, look at this beautiful relic. Built in the early 1900s. A style like this. All right, this is a little updated here. Called the Axe House. It's always more interesting looking above the buildings. All these windows are all shuttered up, maybe from maybe a tornado's coming. So here's called the District over here. Little haberdashery building on the right. Looks like a little hospital right here, and you've got another old building called Ann's Cleaners and Laundry. This building on the corner, the gold one, so Crooked Roots. It's beautiful, beautiful. Look at this. Got shops here and apartments up there. It is great. Street lights, like gas lamps. Hey, we got all these beautiful shops. I believe this area is called the Lilac District. These great shops and colors, and just everything's a little different. So behind me, we got Will Rogers. And he's reading the Claremont Daily Progress. A monument down here. All I know is what I read in the papers. Also a time capsule, not to be opened until November 3rd, 2046. That's our little friend, Will Rogers. This building here is called the Twin Oaks Hotel, built in 1908 by Mrs. Schmitz. Used to be called the Schmitz Hotel, and she married Mr. Bird, so they called it the Bird Hotel in 1915. Then later it's called the Saratoga, and finally in 1924 it's called the Twin Oaks Hotel. I'm gonna head this way a little more. Cool building here is called 2 Floors of Books. It's called the Boomerang Diner. Another Route 66 attorney. So everybody out here is all Route 66. Look at that bitchin' building. Boarding house and bookstore. 2 floors of books. Here on the side of our bookstore, we have a great little mural of a train. Number 15. Over here's the train tracks. We're going to cross over them. Here we have the T. Jack Graves Memorial Parkway. Beautiful park out here. Tennis courts. Maybe a little pickleball. That's your thing. Great little gazebo for hanging out. Look at that beautiful gas lamp. Holy smokes. It's fantastic. This street here is called Winona Avenue, the site of the Claremore Museum of History. We're going to head down there and check out a cool building. This is the Will Rogers Library, Claremore Museum of History. Turn right here to this big old mansion we're going to find on the corner. This giant mansion here, holy smokes. It's called the Belvedere Mansion at 4th and Chickasaw, listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Built in 1907 by John and Mary Bayless when they moved here from Missouri. A lot of woodwork and trim came from the St. Louis World's Fair in 1904. It's got 3 stories with brick walls and a tile roof. It's got 4 towers on top, way up here, placed at all the corners. Portico on the north side. Right now it's called the Belvedere Mansion and Gift Shop. Look at that thing. Just gorgeous. So we're going to head out here to Will Rogers Boulevard, hang a right and go back to our 1950s Route 66. Headed back down Will Rogers, there he is. He's reading his newspaper. We're going to go down to Route 66, 1950s alignment. turn left or south to the town of Catoosa, Oklahoma. And that's the site of the great blue whale. So thanks for watching my video. Hope you liked it. Have a great day. Bye.